All right, we're just waiting for folks to come in. Hey, Omo. Hey, babe. Hello, you guys. Omawari, can you hear me? If you can hear me, throw up a emoji for me, please. Grand Rising, thank you. Thank you. Okay, I'm going to get started in just a couple of seconds here. I just want to give people a couple of more seconds to log in. My name is Priestess Anansi, otherwise known as the Curio Queen, and I will be giving a class today on identifying your personal vibration. Grand Rising, Karen Ward. Perfect, okay. There's a bit of a lag on Facebook, but I'm going to try my best to watch for the comments. Good afternoon. Let's see. Hello, Kimberly. Thank you for joining me, you guys. So I don't want to take up too much of your time, so I'm going to get started really quick. Make sure I got the link where it needs to be really quick. Okay. One second. Just going to drop these in a couple more places. All right, so today I wanted to present a class on identifying your personal vibration. I thought this was important because we're all going through life and things are happening throughout our day, and as we, do our daily business. And I thought it would help for us to understand how we can better manipulate our day or have a better day or even prevent bad things from happening and those sorts of things. So what do I mean about personal vibration? I'm gonna give a few examples of what I think personal vibration is. So it's basically the energy that you carry within yourself. It's the energy that directly affects the people around you or your environment. It's your energetic quality, right? So it's the one force that draws people and things and situations towards you, and or either repels it from you, right? It's your vibe, basically. It's your vibe. So I guess another way of putting it would be your state of being. um so for instance, it's basically what people feel when they're around you, if that makes any sense. um so for example, have you ever just been around, been going about your day, and you notice that a whole bunch of people are, what in the world, why would you do that? A whole bunch of people are just coming up to you, telling you their whole life story, or things are just falling in your lap. You're getting phone calls from all kinds of people you haven't heard from anymore. That's an example of the way your energy may be directly affecting your surroundings, or just your life in period. So it's important to be able to identify your where you are energetically, so that you can kind of manipulate and see what's coming up ahead of you. Um, so let me just move forward really quick. So we either are on a daily basis vibrating either high or low, right? So what does that mean? Like, how can we identify whether we are vibrating high or low? So I'm just going to give you some examples of when you're vibrating low, or when you're in a low vibration, right? Um, you're depressed, you have anxiety, you're sad, you may be physically tired or in pain, in a bad mood, those types of things. You may notice that you might be trying to make phone calls and no one's answering your phone calls. You're being ignored, or people tend to avoid you. Those are indications that you may be vibrating low. Um, when things aren't going your way, thank you. When things aren't going your way, or for instance, you may get up in the morning, head out to work, and notice that your gas tank is on E. You go to fill your gas tank up, and then you left your phone at the gas station, and then you run back to get your phone for the from the gas station, and then you end up being caught in traffic, and then you're late for work, and then it just snowballs from there. That's kind of like the extreme of being of vibrating low. It's just like when nothing good is happening, when nothing's going right, right? That's really not the place we want to be. And we've all encountered somebody who was vibrating low, right? And this can be found in nature, like literally. If you're doing good and you're in a happy place, and you have this one friend that whenever you're around that person, they seem to exhaust you and make you tired, and you just leave that friend just like needing to take a nap or a vacation. um so that's kind of how nature is. Like, if you notice, like with the weather, even if there's a low if there's low pressure, then you notice that the high pressure will go towards the low pressure within the atmosphere. That's the same when you are with someone who's vibrating low. They suck your vibration, your high vibration, and it wears you out. So really, nobody wants to be that person, right? Nobody wants to be the one person that drains everybody else's energy, or just sucks the energy out of the party, really. Another instance would be just like you know how black holes just suck everything in, like they just suck and crush everything. That's another that's kind of another example of what low vibration would be. It's it's what you don't want to be. It's the worst kind of way you want to be. It's when you're just in dis-ease. You're not at peace, you're uncomfortable, never satisfied, those types of things, right? Y'all following me? All right, so let's see. I'm gonna move on. What do you guys think causes low vibrations? Because like we know what the vibrations are. Like we know what it feels like to be vibrating low. I just explained depression and those types of things. What do y'all think causes those low vibrations? Eating processed food, being sedentary, lack of sleep, just all the things that are unhealthy for you, right? Being around somebody who's negative, fighting, arguing with people, even listening or watching the news, because that's pretty negative. Childhood trauma, yes, childhood trauma, tragedy. Um, Going to a job every day that you don't like, relationship trauma. Yep. Mm-hmm. Yep. Complaining or listening to someone who's always complaining, right? Just you really like the universe will mirror what you put out there, literally. So you just don't want to be that person that's doing all the complaining, that one low vibrating person that snatches everybody's energy. Some people call them psychic vampires. But I just think that it's important that we're able to identify um, what vibrating low means, right? So we can fix it. So I speak about this in another class about things that about how to raise your vibration, but I do want to give you an example of what having a high vibration is, right? And I'm pretty sure you know that it's the exact opposite of what a low vibration is. So when you're vibrating high, you feel energized, you're in a good mood. People flock towards you. Like I said earlier, people start calling you out of nowhere, which can be overwhelming. But also, you're lucky. Nice things happen to you. You begin to notice that your wishes and your desires begin to come true, and you're able to manifest, right? And ultimately, that's what being in a high vibrating state means. That's why it's important, is because you are your best self and you are powerful and you're able to manifest the things and actually live life rather than going through life or existing, right? So, what are some of the things that raise our vibrations? Because we just talked about things that may lower our vibrations. What are some things that you think may raise your vibrations? Music, listening to your favorite music, dancing, being around people you love, watching and or listening to something positive, laughter. Um, Doing things you like to do, like your hobbies. Shadow work, yes, that will definitely get you where you need to be. Getting out in nature, healthy diet, yes, those are all really, really good ways to raise your vibrations. And I'm going to go into detail on how to do that in another class that I'm doing in a couple weeks. But yes, this is exactly right. It is the exact opposite of being in a low vibrational state. So now that we've talked about being in what it is being in a low vibration, right? And we've talked about what being in a high vibration state is, right? So, how do we identify that? Like, what are the things that happen to us that helps us identify where we're at and how we may be affecting our own way of life, our own daily life, or even our surroundings, and how can we fix it? Um, so, does anybody have any idea of how we could assess ourselves to determine where we are on the frequency, where we are when it comes to vibrating vibrations? I'll tell you one indication is the way people respond to you. Um, I always do an attitude check and checking my character. Yes, Natasha, that is so, so important. That is so important. Meditation, yes, yes, yeah. I think it's important that we have a sense of self awareness, right? Um, we need to be aware of how we're affecting others around us and how we're affecting even our space that we live in, right? Like in some, I can look around now and in some of my spaces, I have like little pockets of clutter. Like to me, that's an indication that I may need to check myself a little bit, right? Laundry piling up, you know, uh, the way people respond to you, but meditation, prayer, journaling your experiences, journaling dreams, just basically some self reflection, checking yourself, right? But I do want to point out that, you know, our personal vibrations originate from our thoughts, right? We can have really, really, really negative thoughts, and that basically sets the seed, sows the seed for a negative and low vibration, right? If you have a negative thought about something and you just pessimistic, people can feel that. That's what you're putting out. And guess what? The universe is going to mirror that. It's going to give to you what you put out, right? And so from thoughts come speech, come actions, come behavior. And so now you are a walking low vibration, right? So just putting yourself in a situation where you have positive thoughts, you know, where you are going through life actually being present and recognizing how you are affecting others, how you're affecting your own life, how you are talking, how you're speaking, what your thoughts are, right? You get what you give. That's exactly right. You get what you give. So I jotted down some self reflection questions that I think are important that we should um, that we should be able to ask ourselves when it comes to identifying um, exactly where we are on. I keep wanting to say the spectrum, but it's not really. I what I mean is frequency, I guess, right? Looks like I'm frozen over here. Where we are on this whole frequency. So let me just say this. You know that we have energy centers in our body, right? We have our chakras. Your chakras are either aligned, some are open, some are closed. That also affects the way that you vibe, right? That affects your vibrations. That affects how you perceive life and how you go about life. And even each chakra, which I'll get into this in upcoming classes, but each chakra has a certain frequency within itself. And there's things that you can do to open and close your chakra. There's, you know, simple things you can do, but then there's also really technical things that you can do to get your chakra at the proper operating frequency that it needs to be. But without getting into too many of those things, um there's things that we can do, exercise, journaling, meditation, self check, all the things that we just talked about, right? But I'm going to point out some questions that we can ask ourselves just to get an idea of where we are, right? So I think I said this earlier, becoming aware of your surroundings and how you are having an effect on it, right? And that's how people respond to you, how you get along with people, you can how you're measuring your personal relationships, even your sex drive, the way animals respond to you. I also mentioned, examine your environment, like examine your space. Is there a space that you can go to re-energize yourself? Is there a space that you can go to be alone and just meditate? Um, what tools do you have that help you maintain your vibration? Do you feel like you are reacting to life rather than responding, planning, and then responding? Yes, babies, and so will animals. Babies will tell you if you're unbalanced. Yeah, you know how many times you see a mother who can't, a mother who's trying to comfort her baby and the baby's just screaming and crying, and then here comes grandma or auntie or somebody picks the baby up and the baby's just all calm. So yeah, that's a really good example. There's so many things that you can use to that you can observe to check your vibrations. That's so true. um, do you feel like you're constantly catching up, like you're constantly running behind? um you know what I'm saying? Like you're never quite ready for anything, excuse me, like you're just always feel rushed, always just running to meet deadlines. That would be an indication that you might need to fix or realign yourself, right? Do some self-reflection to check your vibration to see um how you're vibrating against your environment and where you are in this space. What is your general mood? Are you happy, sad? Um, how are you changing other people's moods? Have you ever been around someone who was just extremely energetic and either made you extremely energetic, or have you gone around someone and they were quiet and then you just hyped them up? You know what I mean? So that's another way to check your vibration. Asking yourself how you feel about where you are in your life. Are you comfortable? Are you making progress? Are you productive? How do you feel about your accomplishments? Because ultimately, if you are unhappy, like in your daily job, if you don't feel like you're making progress in life, 9 times out of 10, you're probably at a lower vibration than you need to be. All those things are just, all those things are really good indications on where you are and how you vibrate, and basically how to identify where you stand. So, I mean, I don't know about most people. Most people would like for would like to have a peaceful, happy life, would like to get along with everybody or not. I mean, you don't want to get along with everybody, but the people that you love, you want harmony, peace around you. You want to be happy, right? Everybody wants that. But if for some reason that's not happening and you don't know why, then it's probably a good time to stand back and say, hey, maybe it's me. Like maybe I need to do something different. Maybe I need to change my diet. Maybe I need to Um, maybe I have triggers that I need to address. Maybe I need some shadow work, some personal counseling. Like those are the things that um, that needs to happen if you care about the way life is responding to you. so so literally so literally I guess I say this to say, if you are one of those people who always seem to find themselves in drama situations that you don't need to be in, maybe you're always having some kind of legal trouble, um, or you know someone who's always blaming everybody else for for their problems, or you maybe not, maybe you are the one that are having issues with everyone around you, or maybe you are having issues at work, or just you feel depressed and you don't feel like anything's going your way. It might be time to sit back and um, check your lifestyle, because you might be leading a lifestyle that is conducive to a low vibrating lifestyle, right? And little things such as being unorganized, or being in a job that you don't like, or being in a relationship that is toxic, or being with a narcissist, or just something that goes against your grain, having experiencing cognitive dissonance. There comes a point in time where you cannot move forward or progress throughout life, or even accomplish anything without addressing own your own self, and trying to figure out whether you need to whether you need you can use this to determine whether you need to make some changes in this area or this area, right? But if you can literally say, um I don't know why I'm always depressed, or I'm always anxious. Like literally, that can come from anything sedentary, your diet, all of that. But the fact that you recognize that you're vibrating low, and when you vibrate low, things tend to become harder in life for you. Things tend to happen to you that are more negative. Um, you that's a time where it's time to do some self-reflection, because literally we're all here to learn and grow, right? And you don't want anything in your way that will prevent that. And to be able to absorb and to make personal connections, and to have a fulfilling life, you want to be in a place where you're vibrating high, so the universe can set up, you know what I'm saying? So we can all be set up in such a way where we're right on our path. And there's ways that you can do that. There's shadow work, there's mentorship, there's all kinds of ways. You just have to be able to identify where you at on your frequency, and then tweak it from there, right? Hi, Tish. Hello. So yeah, so I think that the first step, right, is to be able to identify whether you are vibrating low and whether you are vibrating high. Right. And we talked about how to identify that by basically paying attention to how your thoughts and actions are affecting the things and the people around you, what you're experiencing, what's happening to you throughout your day. Are people walking away from you? Are you attracting people? Are things going good for you? Are they going bad for you? And then once you are able to identify where you're at, then you can work on raising your vibration, right? So the next class that I'll be giving in a couple of weeks is how to raise your vibration, right? And I'll go into more depth, because hopefully by then we've all taken time to do some self-reflection, and identify, just from here on out, you can pay attention to the way things are occurring in your life right now, and kind of journal it and jot it down and say, you know what, I think that if I do this, this may be the issue here, or I may want to make this decision and do this. This may make me feel a little bit better, because of course when we're feeling better, we vibrate high, right? So once we're able to identify that, then we can work on raising our vibration, right? Once you raise your vibrations, you're unstoppable. Like literally, that's when all the manifesting occurs. That's when you're able to achieve your goals. That's where you can take what you see here and put it into reality, right? That's when you become more powerful. And I mean, you can literally, it doesn't take much at all to raise your vibration. You can turn a song on and momentarily you'll get excited and your vibration will raise. Boom, 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 boom. And then the song goes off, and then you're chill, you're feeling good. And then someone will knock on your door and just come in there complaining, and boom, there it is. You low again. Like, so you have to understand how you react to your surroundings, and how and what lowers your vibration, and how to get your vibration back up. So the next class will be on raising your vibration, and then the class after that will be on maintaining your energy and protecting yourself. To start your journey and learn to expand your understanding, join our community. Yes, thank you. So for those of you who aren't a part of the mentorship, I can tell you hands down that it's challenging, but it is worth it. You learn so much about yourself and your abilities and your powers that, and you learn so much in a short amount of time that you probably wouldn't. You could spend years trying to figure this stuff out. A lot of us have been there. I mean, I'm not a spring chicken, but I mean it has literally taken me years to understand that what is up here creates everything out here, right? And I have encountered some really horrible people in my life, but I had to look at myself and ask myself, what is it about me that's attracting those types of people? And literally, low vibrations suck those low vibrations in. Like you're just like a black hole. So the universe is going to give you exactly how you feeling, how you are, how you're perceiving yourself, how you're behaving. I mean, that's just the way it is. So what questions do you guys have for me? Does anybody have any questions? This was pretty short, but I have a really short attention span. And I know if I got a short attention span, well, I know I'm not the only one. And I'll expand a little bit on this more on the next class, because in order to raise your vibration, again, you got to work on where you're at. So if you plan on catching the next live, I try to have an idea of where you're at on this frequency, right? And as a matter of fact, I may do a frequency chart, and I may have some stuff for y'all next time. But I just really wanted to talk about your personal vibration, right? And point out how it can actually affect the quality of your life. And one of the things that you have to do is basically pinpoint what it is that's affecting your life, and and then go from there, basically build from there. So nobody has any questions? Thank you, Omo, for dropping the link. You guys, if you have not joined our community outreach program, please do so. You learn a lot just in that, but we encourage you to go as far as you can. Everybody needs mentorship. You can't lose with mentorship. And then we also offer shadow work. One of the priestesses offers some shadow work. Actually, two of our priestesses does. And that's a really good program. But these are all tools that are there for us that we can use that will help you learn more about yourself, assist you in becoming your best, most powerful self. Y'all know we are almost an endangered species, and everything in the world is against us. You know what I'm saying? We are the most unprotected people. And so, I mean, it's time for us to just get on our game, and band together and use the power that our ancestors, it's in our DNA. Use the power that our ancestors gave to us. So I would definitely, if anything, join the community outreach program. Someone dropped the link in the chat, and also you can always send us any messages. I want to thank y'all so much for joining me in this class. I hope I did not talk too fast for you. Trying to make sure I don't miss anyone, any comments anywhere. Let me see. Okay, so nobody has any questions, suggestions, comments. People keep texting me while I'm on. Yeah, somebody actually called me live on Messenger. Thank you. Thank you for coming to my class. Okay, so the next class will be in 2 weeks on raising your vibration. And I'll try to have some examples of what I mean or I'll try to have like a frequency scale and a chart or something, and I may share my screen as soon as I figure this other stuff out. But if nobody else has anything else, let's see. Karen, let me see. I think somebody posted the shadow work and link in here, but if not, I will make sure I get it to you. Are you on the YouTube channel? Okay. I will I'll have somebody respond to your comment. Let me see. Omo Wodare, do you think you can drop let me see if I can drop a link to the mentorship? I mean, the shadow work group. 1 second, Karen. Let me see if I can get you some contact info. Actually, Karen, I wonder if you are on our Facebook group. Mm-hmm. Okay, I'm going to highlight that one. All right, 1 second. Oh, I was just going to type that. Thank you. Thank you, Omamorare. Perfect. Okay, so Karen, yeah, contact Priestess Say or Priestess Leye in the Orisha Hoodoo Coven on Facebook. And those are the priestesses that run the shadow group, the shadow work group. All right, yes. Okay, you guys, if you think that I offered you any information, I would love, I value the exchange of energy. Yes, Karen, you're welcome. Go ahead and drop those love donations. My Cash App is up there. It doesn't have to be much. We value us priestesses that come on here and offer classes and information. Really do appreciate the exchange of information, and we do thrive off of your energy. So hopefully you guys are vibrating high and you're not in a low state. If you are, make sure you join the next class so we can get you where you need to be. I thank you all so much for tuning into my class. I really enjoyed your presence. I do have one thing I want to tell you. Go be the person you want to see show up in your life. Don't be the low vibrating person. Be the person you want to see show up in your life, right? And if nobody has anything else, thank you so much. Loyalty is everything. Talk to you guys soon. Have a great evening. Bye.